Payday Nasty podcast. Thank you for tuning in. Make sure you can give us, look at that. Boom. Give us a little like and subscribe whenever you get a chance. I'm AJ, that's Nate. Or if you really want to get into it, Payday AJ and Nasty Nate. That's where the name comes from. Payday Nasty podcast. Thank you for joining us. We got a full-blown agenda here. But first, I got to start off. Where is it here? All my new equipment. I ain't got my glasses on. I can't even see my buttons. But ooh, yeah. So, starting off, it's a little bit rough here because, as the news broke today, shooting at Utah Valley University, where Charlie Kirk was murdered. You might call it a political assassination, is what the governor of Utah referred to it as. And, a buddy of mine texted me middle of the day and was like, yo, Charlie Kirk just got killed. And I was like, no, like that didn't happen. And, he's 31 years old, married, has 2 young children. And anybody, who goes on the internet, you've seen Charlie Kirk videos. He goes around to universities. He debates kids in college about politics and stuff like that. It just really... watching the whole thing, reading about it, and then unfortunately, I watched the video up close of what happened. I sent it to you, but I told you might not want to watch it. Nobody should watch it, honestly. It's I've seen a lot of war videos and stuff like that, so I was kind of like, I don't know. It's like I was like, I need to see it if it exists, and now I was like jarred by it. I was shook because I was like, man, that is really, really messed up. And what stands out to me, we talk about the political climate and things like that in the United States, but we're talking about somebody who just goes and talks to people. I mean, yeah, he's got Turning Point USA and he raises money and he supports Trump. We still don't know the exact motive, but I mean, come on. I mean, whoever did this clearly didn't like Charlie Kirk. I'm not sure that the message is broader than that. But it's just a damn shame. I just, I mean, how did it strike you?
And my reaction is what a lot of people's reaction has been: is you cannot survive in a climate like this. You broke the social contract. There's a social contract. We walk around, we talk, we debate, but we don't kill each other.
Exactly. Well, and we don't resort to violence in general.
Yeah.
And this was horrific violence. Yeah. I mean, and it's gonna. I mean, my thing is, what does this person think they really accomplished? Because you just traumatized a whole bunch of people. You're going to get caught. You very well may get the death penalty in Utah either way.
Yeah.
And what was it worth? I mean, like, you stop this dude who goes and talks to college kids. Look, I don't agree with Charlie Kirk's premise. If I watch a Charlie Kirk video, it's really almost a study in debate. It's just like, oh, okay, this dude can go debate people, and he's the type of dude who seemed to me like he could probably debate anything. Whatever he wanted to prove a point, he would be able to prove that point. And so I don't know, it's like you watch this happen and you're like, yeah, you could call him a troll. You could call him a lot of things. But at the end of the day, to me, he was definitely a free speech advocate. He was brave. I mean, he went out there and talked to people. Most people aren't doing that. Whoever shot that gun, they aren't doing that. No. And he's a YouTuber too, a podcaster, and so that kind of hits home in some weird ways where you're just like, damn, man, it means somebody goes out there and talks to people. And so someone has to murder you for it.
Yeah.
Man, that's some bullshit, That's
a bad premise.
It's a very bad premise. And it doesn't matter if you agree or disagree with somebody. This dude ain't hurting nobody,
That's what, if you don't like him, don't watch him.
Don't watch his videos. And you wouldn't even know he existed. Exactly. I know a lot of people who don't know who he is.
Yeah.
It's that simple, right? And so I don't know. It just, I couldn't ignore it, obviously, because it happened today, right before we're about to film the episode. So I wanted to make sure that we touched on it. And there's nothing insightful to say. This is all going to get wrapped up in, we need to tone it down, or our politics are this or they're that. And then, people will move on and it'll go right back to the way it was. And maybe there'll be talk about guns, and maybe there'll be talks about mental illness or this or that. But I mean, are you going to tell people you can't? I mean, think about this for a generation like young people growing up watching this stuff. They're being told that if you go out there and express yourself, someone could kill you.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't care how you felt about the man's premise and about his opinions. You should believe that people can go out there and express themselves freely without any threat of harm. And that's just, It's a damn shame.
It made me think back a little bit. Our mom talked about like when we talk about the political climate, and she will oftentimes bring up. She was like, "Well, this ain't nothing."
Yeah, back in the 60s, you know, people were getting killed and this and that.
And so it puts you in that vein a little bit. It's like, you know, this guy's not even of the stature of like an MLK or a RFK Jr. or, you know, JFK, you know, not that level.
Nothing like it.
And that stuff was happening all the time. It's seemingly, I just named 3 guys there, but like it puts you back into that mind state, and it makes me kind of think about it in a way that they came up with it, where it was commonplace for people to die for their politics, be assassinated for their politics, and they came out of it.
Yeah,
you know, and for a long period of time we didn't do that, and I don't see any reason to go back to doing that. Like,
no,
we need to avoid that altogether.
No, and I mean, again, you know, it's for me, all this stuff kind of goes back to the impact of the internet. And the way people get caught up in the stories and the information and the anger and the angst and the reading stuff and the being exposed to stuff. And it's almost like we're just in this period of time where we can't deal with it. You know, and maybe the youngest ones coming up in it are going to, you know, just be like, oh, who cares? You know, it's on the internet. I mean, because we're talking about somebody who made their name and they're living on the internet. So it's really hard to ignore, you know, the extent to which you would not, you know, nothing he did can be separated from being an internet personality.
Yeah.
I mean, he had, I think, almost 4 million subscribers. He had over 1 billion views.
Yeah.
So it was working, you know, I mean, whether you like him or not, people were watching it. And then, you know, 31 years old, life over. Just, I don't know, that just struck me. And I really hate the idea of it, you know, going down that far for anybody. And so I had to open up with it. I hate to open up on a somber note like that, because mostly we want to have some fun on the show, you know, but there ain't nothing fun about that. It's absolutely horrific. So for our first segment, post that, I want to move in. I always wanted to start the show off talking about family stuff. Try to stay local, you know what I'm saying? Try to keep things at home, and then open it up a bit and get into politics and global stuff. And so I had a couple things on the agenda. In particular, the first thing I had, this happened to me yesterday. My mail lady, this is just funny. My mail lady comes to my house and rings the doorbell. And we had all them trucks out there working on the house, so she couldn't get to the mailbox, is what I was thinking. And instead, what it was is I had a certified letter. And, you know, it was some BS because I had an air conditioner installed, and for whatever reason, ARS reminding you that you have to get the city to inspect it, which happened today. It was scheduled for today, but they had to send me a certified letter. Anyway. So the lady comes to the door. I go to the door. She's giving me the mail or whatever. She's like, yeah, I need you to sign for this. And like, she flips it over and it says Master Dean. I don't know what kind of misprint this was, right? And she was like, is that your name? And I was like, nah, but I like the sound of it.
Yeah.
And right when I said it, it's an African-American woman I'm talking to. I was just kind of like, Like my brain, as the words were coming out, was like, not right now. No. And I was like, you know, obviously I was like, God damn it. You know, and she just kind of shrugged like, And I'm like,
give me the letter. Let me go in the house.
Yeah, I was like, I fucked this up about as much as I could. I was like, that's what happens. You know what I'm saying? My bad.
Das racist.
Yeah. Das yeah. Unfortunately. Like, oh, he's a horrible human being.
All of a sudden.
Like, he wants to be a master.
And you were like, I didn't walk out my door trying to do this. Like,
no.
What happened?
No, you came to me. Came to me. And here I am being like, I'd love to be called master. You know what I'm saying? That's jacked up.
Yeah, it's a bad day.
That's jacked up. Anyway, sticking with the family stuff, you sent me. I want you to your son. You've been trying to get your son to be a baseball player. Yeah. He's a I don't want to say diminutive, but you weren't a big dude growing up, and he's not a big dude. He's probably going to be kind of short or whatever. And so, you know, trying to become a professional baseball player or something like that. You know, probably not in the ranks, but you want him to play high school, middle school. Right now he's in middle school, right?
Yeah.
But apparently he likes to spend his time
on a scooter.
Skating. On a scooter.
Yeah.
And so how's that going for him? What, you know?
Man, he's into it. And, you know, I don't know that much about it, but I know that he will spend an entire Saturday, 12 hours at the skate park.
12 hours at the skate park.
Yeah,
that's a long time at the skate park.
And he'll do it. If he had the opportunity, if the weather's good, he'll do it Saturday and Sunday.
Well, I told my wife, I was like, there must be some girls around there. Like this dude, there's got to be something to it. But here, you sent me this, and I thought this was pretty. Check this out. You sent me him at the skate park.
Yeah.
Check it out. Watch him here. There he is jumping in. A little smooth drop. Here we go. Bloop.
Oh.
That was all right, wasn't it? That's all right. Let's see that one more time. Flip. Okay. You know what I'm saying? Hey, if you're heading in that direction, you know what I'm saying? You might be sick with it, man. That's not the worst thing.
No, it's not the worst thing. And it's not what I would have chosen, but I do support him. I'm like, man, go do your thing. That's your thing. Go do your thing.
I'm glad you supported me.
Yeah, right.
And so
I think I need a pat on the back for that. I did my good parent award.
for not being like, what the hell you mean you on a scooter?
Exactly.
Like, who rides a scooter, dude? That's not. Hey, and what did he say? He wanted to get sponsored?
Yeah, he's got goals. That's a good thing. It's like, I'm gonna be sponsored by the time I'm 15. I'm like, hell yeah, let's do it.
Whatever it takes, man. Whatever it takes. And so it got me thinking. My son who has Down syndrome, he ain't riding no scooter. Right. That's not happening. There's not no balance there. But this is what this dude. I got a new truck. And he always rides in the back seat of every vehicle. And it was me and him going somewhere. And I was like, dude, I'm going to let you ride in the front seat, right? And he's like, hell yeah. And so I got this clip here. Check this out. This dude freaking tripping. Absolutely tripping. Give you some volume here. We listen to Lil Wayne. He's losing it. Look at him.
Balling out of control, man.
I got something else playing with some sound. Turn that down. But so this dude had the nerve, because he was over there just going at it. He ain't never been able to reach the screen. He's trying to like switch songs, do stuff. And I was like, man, you tripping. And he looked at me. He was like, you tripping like a white man, Dad. I said, what?
True.
Tripping like a white man. I was like, where'd you even hear, because that ain't how we talk around the house. Right. You know what I'm saying? Like, ain't no white man stuff going on. Like, what is this dude up on, man? And so I got to thinking about it. There is a line in on like the first song of the album, that we've been listening to, New Lil Wayne, the Carter 6, where he says something, you're my today, but a white man tomorrow. And I was like, he very clearly says white man, so maybe he picked up on it, because I'm like, that ain't how we talking about no white men around the house, man. That's not how we talk. That's not what we're doing. And so the other thing I had on our family stuff, this is my wife. She says that I'm stubborn. She says I'm hard-headed. And I've told you this before. She is the most stubborn person I think I've ever met in my life, because there could be an obvious thing to do, and if I say it to her, she can't agree. She has to disagree before she can agree. So we had a washing machine that started messing up. And somebody came, looked at it, told us the problem. Ain't no real fixing it. We'd be lucky to get 3 months. We got like 2 more years or a year and a half out of this thing. And eventually it died. We went there, tried to mess with it. I was like, yeah, it ain't coming back. Can't use the washing machine. I guess we need to go online, find a washer. And she was like, well, those cost money. And I was like, yeah, they do. Yeah. And she was like, we can go to the laundromat. I was like, what the fuck are you talking about?
Why would you do that to yourself?
There are 6 of us in this house. We do laundry every day. We're busy. Nobody would. I was like, this isn't a conversation anymore. Like, why are you bucking back at me about saying we need to go shop for? So, I was like, all right, fine. So I go in, sit down doing something else. And she's like, are you looking online for washers? I was like, oh, no, I'm not. I was like, you
we're going to the laundromat.
I said, we need to get a washing machine. You basically said no, I'm like, okay, so we're going to deal with it. We're going to move on. Then our refrigerator, everything's getting old. We moved in this house 9 years ago, and things don't last like they used to, like the old days. So just like everybody else in the world, my refrigerator's ice maker has been broken. So we went and bought one of them like countertop ones that you see at the Airbnbs and stuff. Mm. And so, you get nice and doing stuff, but you have to like clean this thing and constantly add water to it and deal with it. and it started getting mold in it. You know what I'm saying? I was like, I can see the mold. And then she cleaned it out, and then we use it for a day. I was like, there's mold in the thing. And I was like, we need to do something because I don't need my kids drinking moldy water, having mold in the drinks. And she's like, well, if it ain't killed them yet. Yet? Is that how that works? Yet? You know what I'm saying? Well, what if it does? You know what I'm saying? Is that worth? So, of course, eventually she's like, are you shopping for a refrigerator? I was like, okay. So now I'm going to go online and get a damn refrigerator. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, come on, man.
Yeah.
I mean, is that not stubborn? Like, just can't say, okay. That's all I'm saying. And then, on top of all this, I want to show you, because I brought it up. Last thing I had for the family stuff. You got anything going on with your family? Anything interesting?
Man, right now is the AAU or club volleyball tryouts.
Oh, yeah, your daughter.
Yeah, man. So it's...
What grade is she in now?
8th grade.
8th grade, okay.
Yeah. So this club volleyball circuit, man, it gets wild. It's an intense part of the year. So they have open gym for about 3 weeks, and then the tryouts happen. The tryouts between the 3 major clubs all happen at the same time. And there's this wait period after the tryouts where it's just like, it's hell. Because she wants to be on a particular team. She has to wait to find out, like 24 hours.
8th grade stress right there.
Oh, man. It gets to me because now, like, I know what time it is. So I'm amped up for it, I mean,
you can't wait to hear what.
I can't wait.
And so it's what, tomorrow you'll find out?
No. I got to live in this for 3 weeks. We're just doing an open gym session right now.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
So we're living in it.
And you're spending money on it.
Oh, yeah.
A lot of money, I'm sure, right?
Oh, yeah.
All right. So the last thing I had for the family stuff is I wanted to go in and I want to talk about. I mentioned before that I got a new truck.
Oh, yeah.
And I gotta show this bad boy off, man. I got the pearl paint on it. Toyota Tacoma TRD Sport 2025. It's only got like 1,000 miles on it even right now. So I just want to show folks here what we talking about, how we rolling. I took some pictures of it when I was over in Beaufort at my homeboy's house over on the coast. Look at that thing. That's a good looking truck, man. That's a good looking truck. I was thinking about on them fender flares, it'd be super hot if I had Caroline blue on it. But the more I look at it, I'm like, I kind of like it. I like the matching fender flares. And then that's a tonneau cover I put on the back right there. A Retrax, not the Retrax Pro. It's like the Retrax 1 or whatever, but still. Only took me like 30 minutes to install the thing myself. There you go. Look at that cover. I bring this up, because we rebranded the whole podcast, calling it Payday Nasty.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of what we was talking about is like going out and spending money, because it is like, everybody out there is like complaining all the time about everything. But real people, I mean, you look around you every day, folks buying new cars, folks doing stuff. And it's like, you need to celebrate that shit, man. You know what I'm saying? You got to
living well.
Yeah. You got to be like, yeah, that's right. I got it. And look, the mug fits in my garage like it was made to barely fit in my garage. I got about 1.5 inches on each side, and I have a whole system where I can look at the backup camera when I'm rolling in and see the line from the backup camera line up, and I know I'm in. It lines up perfect. I can park that thing. Look at that. That's close.
Like 2 inches.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And looking out at the back ain't even like 1.5 inches.
All right.
That's all right. I got it. Oh, this is just the view from driving it here. You can see it there. I was bumping some, what was I? Okay, it ain't playing. I got it on mute. I bet I was bumping Pink Pony Club. My daughter, yep, there it is. For whatever reason, my audio is all jacked up. There we go. Look at that. That big old screen. It's got the moonroof. You know what I'm saying? I got the automatic tailgate. I got the tailgate step just so I can get up in there. I even put what they call it, bed rug up in the back of it. And that thing jamming, man. Yeah, and there's my son. So, because the washing machine was messed up, had to get a dryer. This is all happening, by the way, in the same month. The truck was planned, okay?
The other stuff.
Yeah, now I got to get a new washer and dryer, as we understood that we were not going to go to the laundromat, right? They got a bass boost on these motherfuckers. You remember the old boom boxes where you hit the bass boost and it just make it louder? They got extra power. Like you push the main button and it's stronger. I'm like, why would you? Who needs extra power? Like, what do you? Like both of them got extra power buttons.
Real dirty.
Meanwhile, Had to go out and get podcast equipment, which is what allows us to upgrade, show the iPad, do all this stuff.
Had to.
I mean, I've been planning, I stopped the podcast 6 months ago so we could upgrade and we could bring you all this new stuff. So I had to get all my stuff set up. Then, of course, I was just mentioning the ice maker. So, yes, I had to go and get a new refrigerator. This is all in the same damn month. But now it's a dope refrigerator, GE profile. Like I say, it's got a little water pitcher in the door that you can it auto fills it up. I'll take it. Yeah, look at that mug shining. My lawnmower stopped working the same month. And I had just bragged to you about how I ain't never had to pull the string more than twice.
Jinx it.
And that mamma jamma, all of a sudden, I pulled it 50 times, and it was like, no, I replaced the air filter and spark plug. For all of you geniuses out there, I did what needs to be done. It didn't work. And I was like, I want an electric lawnmower. This mug's baller, man. Look at that thing. Got some big wheels on the back. I ain't gonna lie, I like that thing.
Yeah, man.
It's kind of nice. I hated that I had to buy it. And the kicker is I had an air conditioning unit fail the same month.
Oh,
and air conditioners are expensive as hell.
Hell yeah.
And the prices have only gone up. My house has 3 HVAC units. I had already replaced 2. Here comes this one. I wasn't plotting to do that this same month. But of course, that's how it goes. So at the end of the day, when this was all done, I looked up and I was like, I spent $100,000 in basically from the middle of July to the middle of August, $100,000. And it only strikes me, what I'm saying?
Did you part for the economy?
I feel good about it because I'm like, well, hell yeah. At the same time, I'm like, I didn't want to spend that money necessarily, but it needed to be spent, so it had to be done. And that's what I mean. I'm like, man, I'm fucking balling. Fuck it. Screw it. Screw it. I'm getting payday nasty up on you fools out here, man. And but it does make me, think about people talk about, when Kamala Harris was running for president, talking about, we're going to give people $30,000 to help them buy a house. Bitch, what are you talking about? If you 30,000 short, you real short because you don't know what's going to happen. Like you get that house and you need a new roof. You get that house, you have a water leak, or a car breaks down or this and that. You ain't nobody $30,000 short. Yeah. Ain't nobody $30,000 short. You way shorter than that. You have no clue how expensive it could get. And so I was like, what are you doing talking about, we're going to tax the rich and then give everybody $30,000 to help buy a house? Bullshit. You're out of your mind. Help them rent.
If the, $30,000 would help,
But look at housing prices around here right now. We're talking about $500,000 houses, and you're like, if I only had 30 more, no.
It's not for them. It's not for them. It's for the people. So
for the people.
Well, it's for the people. Like I was just about
in the hinterland, the people out in the country.
Well, there's a person I know that was buying out in the country, out in Kentucky, I believe. Buying a house for $85,000.
Okay.
Yeah.
I bet it looks like an $85,000 house.
It does, but good for them. But finally getting into the market, I was like,
I ain't hating because in a few years it'll be $100,000.
That's right.
It's all about equity, right? That's what
right.
A lot of these young folks don't understand because they act like they fixing to buy their dream home or they fixing to do this, do that. Man, you got to make sacrifices. Because I didn't look 20 years ago.
This is not it.
$100,000 a month. Hell no, I ain't nowhere near that. That's like the end of everything for me, right? Yeah. I bought a house. My house appreciated. I sold my house. I made money. I bought another house right when the market was fixing to jump up. It takes time.
Got that low interest rate.
Yeah. Didn't, get divorced, right? Didn't ruin my life. Didn't go and shake everything up. Just kept grinding, kept going to work and watching things grow, gaining equity, getting older. Yeah, I just turned 47 years old. It takes a minute. You know what I'm saying? And that's my thing is, for folks watching the show, if you don't think, I need to spend some money, man, you can do that too. But it takes a long time. It takes commitment.
So you got to stay in the structure. You got to stay within the structure.
Stay within the structure and just know that down the road, it'll pay off. And don't go crazy from the jump and don't sit around whining and complaining. We'll get to that later when we get to our Reddit section. But you know what I'm saying? It's all the whining and complaining that gets on my nerves because it's like, man, it's not that simple. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And if you ain't committed, then shut up. Yeah. Because I ain't had no money while I was 20. I ain't no money while I was 25. I had no money while I was 30. I didn't even have my own cash to spend until I was like 45.
On the budget.
Like 2 years ago. Yeah. I got my own checking account and I get, by the way, $500 a month. That's my money.
Still on the budget.
$500 a month is what I get.
That's that structure paying off.
And that's what I'm saying. If I took as much money as I could take and spend, it'd be more than $500.
Yeah.
I wouldn't have no $100,000 a month.
Mm-mm.
You see what I'm saying? So lesson learned, people. All right. We're going to move on to our next section, which is one of my favorites that I want to get into when folks just be, doing something silly, something doesn't make any sense. We want to criticize it.
Fools on Parade.
I mean, it was a big one today.
Fools on Parade?
Yeah.
And so the first thing I had on the agenda was about Trump out here renaming the Department of Defense.
Oh, man. Why? And all the money that it costs to rebrand it.
They got to go through and do all these signs and all this stuff. They got to do the business cards. They got to do all that. And you can't even do it without an act from Congress.
Mm.
So all you can do is that. You can say, I'm going to change all the signs and we're going to refer to it as this. We're going to refer to it as the Department of War. We're going to refer to Pete Hegseth as the Secretary of War, which just feels stupid to even say. And that's why I'm saying this is foolish. But what really stands out to me about it is the people who named it the Department of Defense back in 1947, which took effect in 1949. Those are the people from World War II. They actually fought in wars. Yeah. They actually know what the hell they're talking about. Yeah. This guy, Donald freaking Trump, thinks he understands what the name of the department should be better than the people who fought in World War II. Yeah. That Fools on Parade. This motherfucker's stupid.
Yeah.
I mean, look, there's stuff I can let go and look at and just be like, whatever. But this is like, come on, dude. You?
Yeah.
You? Him?
What we talk about all the time. Anytime Trump does anything, it's like, what's really going on? Like, this is a sleight of hand. You're like, look at this.
Well, he did do it against the backdrop of the Epstein stuff. So maybe there's something going on there.
Yeah.
Another story I saw, a guy named Skylar Philippi. He's a 24-year-old Tennessee man, okay? He was plotting to attack the power grid in Nashville, okay? He realized, according to the story I read, that he wouldn't be able to take down a substation with guns.
Yeah.
So he got creative. He was going to get a drone. He was going to fly a drone into the substation and blow it up.
Okay.
But now he needs explosives.
Right.
So what does he do? He goes shopping for C4. Now,
on the internet?
I'm guessing, I don't think you just did it by word of mouth, right? But he ends up meeting with people to buy C4. And I bet you can tell me something about those people.
It's a trap.
It's a trap. It's the feds. It's always the feds. There ain't no regular person out there.
We can add that to our list. Don't look for murder for hire.
Yeah. And don't go shopping for explosives. It's going to be the feds, you fool.
And when they tell you, hey, we got to meet here for you to buy this.
And when he met with these folks, he sat down with these folks and went through the Om and went into like some Nordic chant ritual bullshit. He's got some beef with Jewish people. He's got a lot of, he's deep in it. It's like some sort of weird cult shit going on. And he met with the feds. They sold him fake C4 and helped him put together a team of people that was going to like help him or whatever. So they go with him to the site. He gets his drone and starts putting the fake C4 on it. And they're just all like, oh, I'm the lookout. Man, they looking out for themselves because the feds just roll up and arrest this dude. And it's like, man, and he was talking about like if he takes down the grid, he could have this big impact and people over there. Like he acted like people were going to start copying him and just taking out the electric grid. Who the fuck out there don't want electricity, man? Ain't nobody.
It was Fight Club. He was living out
Fight Club. Everybody gonna be mad at you if you take out the electrical grid, man. And it's summertime in Tennessee. That's some.
See, he didn't watch the movie the whole way. He was supposed to be making the soap to put on the drone.
He had to make it himself.
Yeah,
man.
exactly.
And don't call the feds.
Don't call the feds.
Freaking idiot. And then I saw RFK Jr. testifying in front of Congress. I don't even know exactly. I think they just called him in front of Congress to be like, dude, you're firing people and talking crazy. And he goes in there and he talks about walking past some kids on the way there in the airport. I don't know what it was. But I don't even want to make fun of him for his whole I hate to make fun of people for that. But him, it's like you feel okay about making fun of him because he's so full of shit. But for him to sit there shaking and talking like that and say out loud, I saw these kids and they clearly had mitochondrial damage. And you're like, what? You can look at somebody and see their mitochondria?
Yeah, like what are the symptoms? Because I would like to know.
So you've got X-ray vision, like you've got some special skill.
Yeah.
Like, fuck, idiot.
Yeah.
They had mitochondrial damage. What does that even have to do with what the hell you talking about?
I think he was talking to Congress because it's a push to get rid of like a bunch of vaccines.
Yeah, they're messing up people's.
I think Florida went ahead and
they were like, you can't get hardly nothing or whatever.
Yeah,
they're not required.
They don't require for public schools.
Well,
anymore.
It's also the availability of them is more limited now. I don't know what the details are, but they were saying like if you go to CVS, there's a lot of vaccines you ain't gonna be able to get.
Like you got to go hunting for them.
Mm-hmm. Like it's not that they're banned; it's just that they're not easily accessible and not necessarily subsidized by the government, so they may be more expensive too.
Yeah.
I mean, and then you see Trump, JD Vance, others like being asked about him, and they sound like they don't agree with him either. Like they talk around it. They're like, well, he's got some different views and
making America healthy again.
We like people with different views. And it's like, okay, this is going to be the first dude in the cabinet to get fired on Trump 2.0 because I don't see Trump having any special interest in not giving kids vaccines. I just don't think that's up Trump's alley. And RFK is just going at it. He's a fool. He's a fool. Speaking of fools, Candace Owens. I mean, this has been going on for a minute, but I just had to bring it up with her talking about Brigitte Macron being a man.
Oh, no.
Yeah, you haven't seen this?
Yeah, oh, yeah.
I mean, like, they're suing.
She's still on this?
Yeah. Like Emmanuel Macron and them are suing her, but it's like she went on the internet and saw other videos of people saying that Brigitte Macron was a man. And so she got all in on it. And
there you go.
And she was like doing research, whatever the hell that means.
On the internet.
And just went all in on like had a name for her when she wasn't a woman. And look, I don't know. I ain't got no proof. That's all I'm saying. I ain't got no proof. But this seems like the most ridiculous thing in the world to start saying that the first lady of France is not a lady. It just seems like an obsession. It's foolish. Yeah. It's weird. I was watching a video today of her going on Rogan and she was questioning climate science back, it's like a couple years ago or something. And Rogan just ripped her to shreds. He was like, so you don't know what you're talking about and you're just saying it. And she was just kind of like, well, and he's like, yeah, you don't know what you're talking about. He was like, what research have you done? She's like, well, I haven't done real research. He was like, okay. He was like, there's a scientist, like the majority of scientists say it and they're scientists. So they've done the research. Why are you saying they're wrong?
Right.
And she couldn't come up with an answer. It's like, no, because she's a freaking moron. She's a fool. Last thing. So, like last week, there was a raid in Durham where they took down this pastor. Did you see this?
No.
Yeah, like I saw like next door or something came up and it was like, oh, there's cops everywhere over at this spot or whatever. It was this pastor's house. He runs almost like a mega church and he has a call center where they get all kinds of donations and money. And by the time it's all done reading the story, like the folks at the call center, he would deprive them of food if they didn't earn enough money for him. Like he kept them trapped like a sweatshop on his call center, like controlled them.
Yeah.
And at the same time, I don't know where they was coming from, but he was flying women in and then had employees from the call center would be like, escorting them to him, standing watch. I mean, just whatever. So he was doing human trafficking. I'm pretty sure there's some laundering going on somewhere in this mix. But anyway, he had like $50 million. He had like a partner. He had like a house in Florida, but he had like a partner in this. They got busted too. He had all these expensive cars. And it's like, what the hell? Like who? Like if you was human trafficking and running a call center and you got to where you had $5 million.
I would stop.
Go clean, bro.
Yeah, cash out.
Nah, he got to 50 mil and then the feds came and took it and him. And it's like, okay, man, you stupid. Yeah. That's just stupid. I mean, because you try to use your imagination, be like, well, okay, if I was human trafficking,
what's my cutoff?
Like, yeah, when have I trafficked enough humans? How much money does it take? It's like, man, it wouldn't take 50 million. I guarantee you that. But this dude couldn't get enough. Anyway, that's all I had for Fools on Parade, which I like that segment. I feel like we're going to get a lot of that. We're going to be able to do that.
A lot of fools.
Yes. Now, of course, it's Payday Nasty. It's me and you. We got to talk about the politics.
I hate you. Damn pedophile.
Fascists suck. Yay, protests.
Yeah, politics is nasty business.
It sure is. It sure is. And so,
lean into this one.
Since the last time we filmed about, 6 months ago or whatever, I just got a quick hitter list here.
Okay.
Israel started a war with Iran. Okay. The U.S. dropped bunker busters on Iran and didn't start World War III, which is impressive. Trump accused Obama of treason, going back to the Russia hoax. Okay. Trump took over the police in Washington, D.C. and deployed the National Guard. And now he's threatening to deploy the National Guard to Chicago and specifically other liberal cities across the country. The U.S. military just a few days ago destroyed a boat carrying Venezuelan drug smugglers from some cartel, which has got everybody riled up because you're just firing at ships. But it was drug smugglers. Okay. Killed like 9 people or something like that. Kamala Harris is releasing a book where she now says that it was reckless to allow Biden to choose the candidate for president instead of, having a primary and actually finding out who's popular. And on top of all that, the Epstein issue has resurfaced and just won't go away. And Trump suddenly wants nothing to do with it, even though he was always calling for transparency and all the MAGA people want to catch all the pedophiles. Now Trump don't want to talk about it at all.
Yeah.
Which leads me into my first real story, that birthday card. You seen the drawing of the woman's body, the talking about the secrets, and then they got that signature down there. And this dude had the nerve to say, that don't look like my signature. It looks exactly like your signature, man.
The letter, his office said that the letter didn't exist.
It would sued. They're still saying that they're suing, even though from evidence, it's being released, which would mean that someone would have had the foresight to forge this like 20 years ago.
Yeah.
And be like, oh, we're going to get Trump someday because we kind of allude to something. And that's what gets me about the whole thing is if you look at the letter, we all know what's up. We know who Epstein is. You can read between the lines on the letter and be like, he's been doing something. But it's not a smoking gun.
No.
It doesn't end his presidency. It doesn't really even hurt him if he's like, man, I don't, he hung out with women. I hung out with women on the same letter, but he's trying to say he didn't even send him a letter. And that to me is more damning because then you're like, oh, you're more scared than you would have to be if there was no, if it's just smoke, but it's fire.
That's the criticism I've heard. It's like, there were plenty of outs in this.
Yeah.
If you'd have just acknowledged the letter, and been like, oh, it was about this. This is the secret I was talking about. I mean,
yeah, make up something because dude's dead.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. Right?
Yeah, like okay, we hung out one night and we watched Ferris Bueller's Day Off 5 times in a row. It was silly, We sat around it. We were in our boxers, but we didn't, do nothing.
Yeah, but to go out and come back so hard that the letter doesn't exist at all, and then actually. It exists.
Oh, and then you got the victims out there showing up and being like, this is bullshit. And they ask, the White House about it. And they say it's a dead issue. Like, man, not to your own supporters. It's not a dead issue. But he does that where he comes up with a catchphrase. And so, now it's like eventually it's going to trickle down through the MAGA supporters where every time they talk about it, they're like, it's a dead issue. And you're going to be like, wow, he just permeates language that way.
Yeah.
That's why he comes up with all these specific phrases and then repeats them.
Yeah.
And then other people start repeating them. And you're like, I'll be goddamn.
Yeah.
Like
fake news.
Yeah. So next up, Israel attacked the Hamas leadership in the capital of Qatar. Now, these folks are there negotiating and doing stuff. And they tried to kill the negotiation team again, which they've done before. But they did it in the capital of Qatar. I mean, the Trump administration was like, what the hell?
Yeah.
Like everybody's pretty much like, what the hell? I mean, Israel's gone off the chain. And I thought back when the U.S., when Trump agreed to drop the bunker busters on Iran, I was like, well, he's got to be telling Netanyahu and them like, yo, you know what I'm saying?
This is it.
I gave you this. Y'all going to act right. And then it didn't take any time after that before they were like, no, we're going to take over Gaza City. Now they're striking in the middle of Qatar. The prime minister, I believe it was, of Qatar came out and said that, if they thought they were going to get them hostages back, that ain't never happening. Yeah. It's like, well, that's a messed up thing to say, first of all, but I see where you're coming from.
You're angry right now.
Yeah, everybody's angry because you can't just go, what I'm saying? It was one thing. We know they got beef with Iran. We understand that. They got beef with Hamas. We can question the way it gets carried out.
Yeah.
But you guys just, catching strays with Qatar and stuff like that. Trump just visited Qatar.
Yeah.
We have a military base there. You can't do that. They're getting froggy.
Oh, man. Netanyahu's going all the way.
Way too froggy.
He's going all the way.
Because the thing is, when you get attacked and then you go on a campaign of vengeance or whatever it is that it looked like they were doing, we're going to wipe out Hamas. We're going to get these hostages back, do this. The premise you can see from a human standpoint, a historical standpoint, that's what people do.
Yeah.
But they just keep pushing and pushing and pushing, killing civilians and then striking here, striking there to a point where you're like, you've lost the moral high ground.
Yeah,
here.
we talked about it. It seemed like we talked about it like 4 weeks ago. And I said, just in conversation when we were on this subject, I was like, they're going to push all the way through Gaza City. They're going to take the whole thing. And you were like, no way, that doesn't make any sense. Why would they do that?
Yeah.
And I was like, I don't know why, but watching, they're going to do it. And then
they're continuing to do it.
Yeah.
It's like, what is that going to get you?
Yeah. Like, what are you going to do with all that?
You're going to piss these people off even more.
And the world.
Which is going to lead to further attacks and possibly isolate you from your allies around the world who've tried to support you. The whole thing
seems obvious.
The whole thing's a mess.
It's
and especially for a country where we talk about like the Mossad and, the deep intelligence type stuff they do and how crafty they can be. But man, then you go over to the political leadership. You're like, well, it's the freaking opposite, man. These people are buffoons. They're just like, I'll bomb anybody I want to bomb. I dare somebody to do something about it. It's like, okay, man.
Yeah.
Like, that's not going to cut it. That's not going to cut it. And when, eventually when these countries start cutting off funding, it's going to have a long-term impact. I mean, maybe it'll come back around pretty quickly, whatever. I don't know. The whole thing is just getting messier and messier and messier. And it makes Israel look worse and worse and worse.
Yeah.
Because again, I can support them retaliating. I can support certain actions, try to take out Hamas. But this is ridiculous.
Yeah.
It's like, I don't know what conversations they're having around there. No one has any savvy about messaging. When the whole world has protests and all this messaging and all this propaganda and all this stuff about how evil you are, and you're like, oh, you think that's bad? I'm going to double down and do worse. It's horrific. It's absolutely terrible. Yeah. It's like, I don't like the word genocide because I think it just shuts down conversations. I don't think it's a useful word. But you keep on. And it's like, well, yeah, okay.
Where's it in?
It's freaking genocide. Okay, never mind. It's like, I don't know what else to call it then if you're just going to keep on, because it doesn't look like you're trying to protect human lives. It looks like you are perfectly fine with killing as many people as possible. And at some point the vengeance has to stop.
Yeah.
And if you're not getting your hostages back, then you really failed.
Yeah.
Because those families
want the hostages back.
Yeah, and then you could try to talk, but whatever. Meanwhile, speaking of war, Russia, Putin came over and met with Trump, did all this bullshit, and nothing has changed.
Not a bit.
Not one thing. They're just grinding. And then it got worse, yesterday or something, the day before, in the last 48 hours, where, I don't know if you saw, where Poland had to knock down a bunch of Russian drones that invaded Poland airspace. Well, I say Poland, it was a combo of Poland, NATO, and jets from like Denmark. I mean, because it's NATO.
Yeah. And
now Poland's going to Europe and being like, we might have to invoke, what is it, Article 4, Article 6, whatever it is, but where NATO has to mobilize because, and Russia had the nerve to say, we don't even know where those drones came from. They probably came from Ukraine. And it's like, man, you pulled this same shit when you took Crimea back when Obama was president. They rolled all them trucks in and they covered up all the, their own. And they were like, we don't know where them trucks came from. Everybody knows where, Some bullshit and some bullshit. Gavin Newsom. The dude's hot right now, man. He went out there and started copying Trump's style. And I got to say, I'm kind of impressed.
Brilliant.
I've always found Gavin Newsom to be a little milquetoast, a little lukewarm, not my cup of tea.
Yeah.
And as a politician, I feel like there's some weaknesses there. I got a little bug trying to get me. Some weaknesses there because when you run California, it's just considered this liberal bastion. It's got homelessness and it's got, drug problems, whatever.
Yeah.
So it makes it hard for someone who was governor of California to suddenly just be like, oh, I should run the whole country. There's a lot of political ammo to come at you. But here, this dude, like a phoenix, just rises up from the ashes. He's like, I got one for you. What if I start copying the way Trump communicates? It's hilarious.
Yeah. Oh, man. It's so funny.
He's got some energy behind him.
All caps, the pictures, like whatever picture Trump comes up with, he comes up with one.
And you would think that it would be hard to do because you would be like, what are you going to say? You know what I'm saying? They're doing it.
Yeah, his team.
Whoever he hired, they're like, no, they cracked the code. They're probably just using AI.
Yeah.
They're like, if I said the opposite of this, but the same way, AI is like, here you go on the slide. Don't tell them I told you this, but I'm enjoying that. The bigger story that I had about the political messaging, I got to open up my iPad to pull this thing up. There's a group, political party, whatever, an organization referred to as the Third Way. Have you ever heard of this?
No.
Well, so what it refers to is the third way being different from Republican and Democrat. Sure. You don't have to be this or that. And people, I was reading that that Bill Clinton was somewhat associated with it back in the day. It's unclear to me what it is, but it is a group. And so then they came out and put out a paper after they had done some research, whatever, to advise Democrats on sort of what they're doing wrong. Let me pull this up here.
Oh, this would be good.
Yeah, we'll go full screen on this.
All
We'll
right.
go with my dark mode. I hadn't shown that off. There it is. And so they told them they need to cut out woke words. Woke words. Say that, woke words.
No, man, I'm bad with that.
Say it for me.
Woke words.
You said it better than I did.
Okay.
Woke words. I don't know what the problem.
Man,
So-
if you'd have thrown an R in there, it'd have been like Wascally Wabbits.
Yeah. So, but we've talked about this in the past, this specific thing, the therapy speak, right?
Okay.
And so these words say, I'm more empathetic than you, and you are callous and hurting other people's feelings. That's what these things imply. Privilege, violence, when you attach it to things like environmental violence, dialoguing, othering,
Yep.
triggering.
Yep.
Yeah, I do hate all these words, by the way.
This is a good list.
And I mean, now othering was in my education. We use that in communication studies, but other people shouldn't be using it. It only should be used in academia. Don't take that out the lab and start using it in real life.
That's when people get pissed.
Microaggression, assault, and invalidation. You know, this idea that you're supposed to validate people's feelings or something like that. No.
And if you don't acknowledge them, you're invalidating. I get it.
And they got progressive stack. I don't even know.
I don't know what that
I
is.
didn't know that was therapy speak, and I don't know what it is. Centering.
Yeah.
That one is, yes, it's sort of like the male gaze and other things like that. Safe space. That one gets on my damn nerves.
Yeah.
Holding space can go absolutely to hell. Ever since Cynthia Erivo and Ariana Grande did that interview,
Space, yeah.
it's like, oh, they're holding space for this song, and like ain't nobody holding. And body shaming.
Yeah.
And so I think so those were the therapy words. Here we go. Then we have seminar room language that says, I'm smarter and more concerned about important issues than you. Your kitchen table concerns are small. So in other words, these things don't connect with the average person. Subverting norms. Yep. Don't nobody want to hear that.
Yep.
Systems of oppression.
Yep.
Not useful.
Yep.
Critical theory. Yeah, we know about that.
Yep.
Cultural appropriation.
Love it.
That can just go to hell.
Yeah.
What? Said this before. Culture is appropriation. You don't make it up from scratch. You learn from someone else, something else, and you absorb it, and then it gets
highlight it.
So how can you bring
it to the forefront?
How can you have culture without appropriation?
That's right.
That's just me. Postmodernism, again, that's a good word.
Yeah.
Within the realm of study, not out there in the world.
Well, it's hard enough to put a definition on postmodernism when
even when you study it, right? They're like, well, it's not modernism. It's what comes after modernism. It is
which was a long time ago.
Yeah.
Ironically.
When it comes to, because I did film study and we talk about postmodernism, it usually involves pastiche is one of the words that we use. Again, I'm getting real academic.
Yeah, right.
That's why it's not useful for people in regular conversations. Overton window? I don't know what the hell.
I don't know that one.
I don't know if anyone's even used that word. So, okay, but don't. Heuristic, yes. That's one of those words no one can really define unless you use it all the time. Like you hear it, you see it, and you're like, oh, it's a heuristic approach. Okay. I think I understand it. I'm like, I'm not going to look it up. I got too much pride. I think I get it. Existential threat to climate, the planet, democracy, or economy. Stop calling things existential threats. They're not going to stop those things from existing. It's just not. And so when we use words people don't understand, which I just point out a couple of them that I don't truly know the definition of. If you gave me multiple choice,
they hit it.
I'm 100%.
Use it in a sentence, I nail it.
I just need multiple choice. You give me the word, you give me 4 definitions, I'm gonna be like, that's the definition. Gotcha. I know that much. Studies show that the part of their brain that signals distrust becomes more active, undermining our ability to reach them. And this is what I talk about all the time. You can't claim, like, communication is meant to be simple. It's meant to be direct. It has to be effective. You have a goal. It is to communicate. You should not be communicating, I'm smarter than you. I'm better than you. That's noise in the communication. If you're saying something, it needs to be what you said, not what you imply. And that's what this is all about. Is like you're saying other things. Let's see. I think they might have. Now we just got pictures of people using these words, I guess, and we get into some other stories. But anyway, I thought that's
a good list they put together.
Yeah, I mean,
Damn pedophile.
Fascists suck. Yay, protests.
Yeah, politics is nasty business.
Nasty.
Yeah, I hit the wrong button there. I meant to go back to just to this view. But it happens. It happens. Let's see if I got anything else. Oh, ICE, been terrorizing people.
Yeah.
A lot. There's a lot of ICE stuff going on out there. And
they got the Koreans.
Yeah, a whole bunch of them in, where were they? I'm trying to remember what state. Kentucky, Missouri, Georgia. I can't remember where the hell Hyundai plant.
The Hyundai.
That was Georgia, right?
Yeah,
I think it's the Hyundai plant in Georgia that I've driven past.
Yeah,
it's like
the time.
200 South Koreans.
I heard the number I heard 450.
450 South Koreans who are in the country illegally. Were is Trump and them going to call them drug dealers, rapists, human traffickers? I guess not, but they just scooped them up. Well, and apparently South Korea got a little ticky and was like, "Give me."
Well, they give us our plane. They sent the plane and like, we'll take them.
They were like, just give us our people and we ain't done with this junk. But that's a very weird one. I saw some story on the internet about some lady that called it in. Like, she was very proud of herself. She's like a MAGA supporter. She was like, I knew they was all. And it's like, man, that's some weird. They were working at the car plant. So, man, it sounds like
the South Korea is like, give us all our people back. We'll take them all.
We'll save them.
We'll save them.
From America.
We got a private jet we want to send over there. We'll bring them back. Man, that plane touchdown, fed and watered, send them right on back.
Just boom, boom, boom.
Just boom, boom, boom. So, yeah, it's all good.
But I got to thinking about it because, where we live, there's a very large Hispanic population. And I've read online that there's been a couple ICE raids around here in Durham and stuff. I don't know. I haven't witnessed anything. I haven't seen too much hoopla about it. But I mean, if they really crack down around here, it would get ugly because there's a lot of Hispanic. It's a very large Hispanic population.
Oh, yeah.
And I hope they don't. I hope they don't come mess with them. But it did get me to thinking. I was thinking about this because you work with a lot of Hispanic people. You're a general contractor. You work in construction. And so that's just those trades. Yeah. There's a lot of Hispanic people in those trades. And I got to thinking, what would it take for you to sell one of them out? Like, how much money? Like, what would be the line? Because you're saying, hey, this dude's nice. I like this dude. He does a good job. I work with him. I ain't worried about this dude. But like, if there was like $10,000 a head, 40, what's your number? Like, when would you sell out your people?
Man,
I'm not saying you work with undocumented immigrants. I'm saying if one of them was, what would be the dollar amount that would make you be like, I could swallow the fact that I just sent this Gemma off to a horrible life, probably like jail or back to, or.
Right. So, okay. I'm going to answer your question, but not answer your question.
Oh, okay.
All right. So that's not the way I think. Right. So if it's a matter of money, I'm keeping them in the States.
Mm-hmm.
Right. It's like, if I send them back to whatever.
But I'm saying you're just reporting them nice. You ain't choosing what happens. Right. You're just getting paid for reporting.
Oh.
I'm saying, so what's the dollar amount for you to make that phone call to the tip line? I'm just curious. I was like, at what point do you sell out? Because I feel like there is a moral issue there. I would not want to do that to someone.
Right.
But how much money would it take?
Right.
I got my number.
So I've got a story that kind of there was like an asshole, right? And he was working with my homeboy, and he took him for like, the dude that I know who was the money that got taken. He doesn't know exactly how much it was because they were so kind of enmeshed, but it was somewhere between $60,000 and $70,000.
Woo!
Yeah,
a lick.
That's a lick.
That'll make you upset.
And he disappeared. Wouldn't answer phone calls. Gone. Not even in Durham anymore. So
if somebody did you like that, obviously,
yeah,
your number would be lower. You'd be like, I sell this dude out for $5, man, because he put down on the floor.
Right.
I figure we can switch over to beer at this point.
After hours.
Yeah, but I ain't gonna lie. Like, if I had to pick a number where I would start saying, it'd probably be about $250,000.
Yeah.
I think, because when you call it $250,000, because the thing is, if I'm talking to somebody later and they're like, I can't believe you did that, I got to be able to respond, because I can't believe I did that either.
Oh, man, $250,000 go long.
That's what I'm saying. I'd be like, yo, I got $250,000 and peep this. I then sent them, you know what I'm saying, $20,000 in Mexico once I found out where they ended up.
Right.
and said, "Hey, sorry about that, but I got $230,000. I'm just short of $250,000."
Hope this lessens the sting.
Yeah, people out there, don't judge me. Don't judge me. You got a number too.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying. Y'all whining ass. I can't afford a house.
Was higher than my number. I was going to do it for 60.
Well, like I said, for me, it's just about what I could feel like, what I could tell somebody. They'd be like, "You did that for $60,000." They, shame. I'd be like, "Man, $250,000." I'd, look at them and be like, "What would you do?" You got to have a number at some point, even though it is horrible.
Everybody does.
I shouldn't joke about it. These poor people are being harassed by the government and whatever. Well, we got more than 3 more years of the Trump presidency. There's some bullshit
on the schedule. That's what's scheduled.
Yeah, that's what's scheduled. We'll see how this goes. Trump's health seems a little.
Yeah.
I saw him walking the other day, and it didn't look like a good walk.
Well, all this Epstein stuff, you wonder how much momentum there's going to be. Any other segment we could have worked this in. The politics is nasty. The fools don't parade. But Maxwell, what's her? I always
Ghislaine, I think is how they pronounce it.
Her lawyer the other day. Did you see this story?
I don't know.
Well, her lawyer the other day in an interview comes right out and said, "Oh yeah, she's in a minimum security, really nice place now because of the testimony that she gave."
Well, I knew, where she was like Trump never did nothing.
The lawyer came out and said, she got a quid pro quo there.
Yeah, she definitely did. So it's working out for her.
It's working out for her.
So this happened.
And this was Trump evidence, by the way. This was like, no, we're not involved at all. Listen to what her, this was the main person.
So sticking with politics, this is an increasingly somewhat big story if you keep up. But you saw down in Charlotte, North Carolina, 2 hours, 2.5 hours from us. This Ukrainian woman had fled Ukraine because of the war, moved to the United States, was in Charlotte. Her name was, forgive me, Irina Zarutska. Okay. And she got on the light rail. Dude sitting behind her. After a couple minutes, gets up with a knife and jugs her in the neck, jugs her a couple more times, just murders her. And in the video, they show all the way to him standing up behind her, pulling the knife out, and they pause it. Then they show him walking on the train with blood dripping behind him. I think maybe the knife cut his hand because it didn't seem like it was that big of a knife that it would just be like, it was a lot of blood. And he was a repeat offender type person, was out of jail on no cash bonds and stuff, just had a lot of issues. And the reason, there's a few reasons. One, it's a horrific, senseless murder. She just came and sat down. And the dude behind her just stands up and kills her after a minute or whatever, after she fled war. You know what I mean? But he's an African-American gentleman. And so, you see where people on the right are going to be like, yo, how outraged are people? They start to kind of turn it into a, hey, if a black person gets killed, we got to have riots all over the country and this and that. But, the young Ukrainian woman gets killed. And it was interesting because the mayor of Charlotte came out and talked about it and gave a statement. At no point did she even mention the woman, pretty much. She only talked about the dude. And you would have thought the dude was a victim. He has mental health issues, and all this other stuff. She talked about being unhoused, one of those liberal lingo type words, all this other bullshit. And then, I'm watching CNN and everybody on there is like, I'm not worried about race. That's not important here. And it's like, but it is when you want it to be.
Right.
That's crazy. You know what I'm saying? You got to be consistent. Murder is bad. And I'm not saying you got to indict whatever group of people, but what I'm saying is the murderer is not the victim. And we got to stop that bullshit. Even Van Jones on CNN was like, hurt people will hurt people. You're still talking about this dude you're centering, okay, if you want to do the liberal lingo, you're centering the story around the murderer and not the victim. And that's just, I don't know, it hits me in a way that makes me feel disappointed in folks who talk about this stuff, watch this stuff happen, that they can't handle it better. It's all bad. It's all bad. Yeah. It doesn't mean we need riots in the street because of this woman or something like that. That's not what I'm saying. But stop talking about it because when people have a gun, you'll notice liberals, when there's a shooting, they want to talk about guns. Conservatives want to talk about mental health. Well, here, an African-American kills a Ukrainian woman on video on light rail in Charlotte, and now liberals want to talk about
Mental health.
Mental health.
Yeah.
And it's like, that's very interesting how convenient these things are for both sides when you participate in the game that way. Instead of just stepping back and saying violence is bad, murder is bad, and yes.
And we're not going to tolerate it.
And we are against this backdrop of Trump claiming that there's way too much crime across America and cities. I mean, he's saying that, and then you're watching the senseless thing happen. You know, just like where we were talking about Charlie Kirk earlier. Yeah. They're just sitting there doing what they're doing. They have no idea somebody's fixing to kill them. No. And so that does feed into Trump's stuff about all this violence, and we need to bring in and we need to do this. But at one point or another, we got to stop saying.
He's getting rid of the no cash bail.
I don't know. I know.
He's going to do an executive order.
He does a lot of executive orders. I can't keep up with that. But I mean, I agree with it. Look, if someone commits a serious crime, we got to stop letting them off on mental health. Because when the dude stabbed the woman, he then basically tried to get away.
Yeah.
So
he was healthy enough.
He was mentally healthy enough to know he didn't want to get caught.
Yeah.
Even though it was on video, so he wasn't necessarily smart enough to understand that. But like I've always said, anybody who goes out and kills somebody, I'm gonna call them crazy.
Yeah.
That don't mean they shouldn't stand trial and go to jail and be punished for this. You know what I'm saying? Because killing somebody's crazy.
Yeah, consequences.
But that doesn't mean it's an excuse.
Yeah.
You know, and if you're surrounded by a bunch of people who are crazy and would murder you, it's okay to say maybe those people need to be convicted and put away instead of, oh, I feel so bad for them. You do. The people they killed don't feel bad for them. Their families don't feel bad for them. You need to use your imagination and say, hey, if it happened to you, you wouldn't be talking this bullshit. Like, I feel so sorry for that murderer who murdered my sister or aunt or something. No, you don't.
No,
you don't. That's bullshit. We shouldn't be living in a world like that. And if someone's gone through the system multiple times, at what point is the system going to say, hey, this person's a threat?
Yeah.
Instead of, oh, they're a victim. You know, they're not the victim.
The system failed them.
The system failed them. Like somebody owed them something, you know, and they mentioned being homeless. Oh, because nobody gave unhoused. So nobody gave them a house yet. Nobody ever gave me a house. That's not how houses work. You know what I'm saying? That's not how any of this works. You
stay inside the structure.
You are responsible. Well, I mean, if you or I fail, they ain't going to be sitting around talking about the system failed us.
No.
They're going to call us failures. Okay. And so what I'm saying is everybody needs to have that level of accountability.
Yeah.
Like, yes, there is adversity. I understand that very well. I grew up extremely poor, but it's okay. You stick with it and work through it, and you don't have to rely on someone saying you had a mental health issue and that's why you had to murder somebody.
Yeah.
It's just ridiculous.
And in a certain sense, it gives a negative connotation to those people with real issues that really do need help and really respond well to the help. Like, there's a lot of good work that goes out there to helping people with, you know, mental handicaps.
Yeah, there definitely
psychological trauma.
There are a lot of people who you can help who will respond to it. But
if they murder people.
But if they keep going back into the system, then it feels like, no, that's not working.
Yeah.
All right. So that was all I had for politics. Next up, I want to lead into it because there's a reason. But I was thinking about this because you go online and you read social media, you read Reddit, whatever. And there is just, these young people have started complaining in a way that I just can't deal with, man. These youngins is tripping. They act like somebody's supposed to give them something and they didn't. They act like nothing's ever going to work out for them. And you're reading it and you're like, well, how much work have you put in? You know, when are you going to get there? And then they start talking about the system and all these billionaires and tearing it down and this and that. And I'm like, well, what are you going to do? And when are you going to do it? Because look, I'm a child of the 90s, man. I grew up listening to Rage Against the Machine. I got two options. I can vote or I can revolt. And if we ain't revolting, shut the fuck up and vote. Because there ain't nothing else to do. Sitting around complaining and talking all that mad shit ain't nothing. Are we fixing to start bombing government buildings? We fixing to take up arms? I mean, because right now, I got to take my kids to school tomorrow. I got shit to do. Let me know, you know what I'm saying, if we fixing to flip the script. But if the script ain't flipping, shut the fuck up.
I got money in the market, dog.
Like, I got money in the market. I'm in the game, okay? So unless you talking some real stuff, what are you talking about? You're just whining. And your parents raised a whiny ass bitch. And it's you. And they failed and you're failing. Go out there and do the work and stop doing this. And so every day, well, not every day, but almost every day, you know what I'm saying? I try to get out there and I try to go out there on the internet, Reddit being one of my, particular favorite spots because so many people are on it and you can find so much stuff. So I made a whole segment dedicated just to Reddit. My paper out of the way here before I go into my segment because I got wires trying to hit my stuff. Using the iPad is like a whole nother beast, man.
Yeah, it's another level.
It is another level, but here we go.
Anonymous self-righteous virtue signaling gatekeeping complaining-ass-losers.com. It's time to go on Reddit.
Man, that could have been on the list.
On the what?
On the list from that the progressive list, like don't say these words.
Yeah. Let's see if I can find the subreddit. Yeah. This one really blows up. Let's see if we can find some gems real quick. I don't like how liberals are being blamed. Oh, we got Charlie Kirk going to eat up Reddit now. I don't like how liberals are being blamed for the Charlie Kirk shooting. Conservatives are the political shooters. We don't even have to keep reading. What the fuck, man? Like, chill out. Like, just listen to the way these people, and this is about anonymity. Folks go online and hide behind the keyboard and just say whatever they want. Conservatives are the political shooters. Every Trump voter is responsible for all of the terrible things happening. I don't guess I have to even keep reading right there, right? I mean, what is this, right? You asked for this fascist. You asked for undocumented people to be locked up. Who's you? Who are you talking to?
The voter.
Why is Charlie Kirk the headline and not the school shooting in Colorado? What? There's lots of headlines. Why are you only reading about Charlie? I mean, clearly there is something online about the shooting in Colorado. How'd you know about it? His death is deemed more important. According to you, nobody would say that. Right. You're the only person who said that.
Nobody said that. Nobody.
Fucking morons, man. Why are liberals so violent? That's moronic as well. What are you talking about? The orange man has ruined America, and you maggots are to blame. You people out there who keep calling this man names like a freaking kindergartner and maggots, however you want to pronounce it. Jeez, stop it. Again, that's not a revolution. What, you're going to get your poster board, and you're going to get your marker, and you're going to be like, oh, let's make fun of his skin and his hair and his tan. If you're doing it, do it. Otherwise, shut the fuck up and vote. You see what I'm saying? You see how it connects?
Oh, man. Yeah.
Second Amendment conservatives at the rally failed to save Charlie Kirk.
That's just mean, man. So
we're on a college campus. That doesn't even count. It was a sniper. This is stupid. Yeah, do you see what I'm saying? Like headline after headline, it's like, okay, you're stupid. Yeah. You should never give your opinion again. You're like, why did you even go on the internet and write that? What makes his death so special? No one said it was special.
Man, that's so mean.
But you see the language. Yeah. What makes his death so special? Why are you using the word special? No, nobody said it was special. You're the only one who said that. You're the one saying that. If you vote for Donald Trump, everything happening in America right now is on you.
Man, that's a lot of responsibility.
That is a lot of responsibility. The United States is collapsing, and it's not good. Okay.
Collapsing generally has negative connotations.
I don't think the United States is collapsing, but okay.
No.
Still haven't seen a single MAGA apologize for trying to gaslight everyone into thinking Trump didn't personally write a birthday card to Epstein about you know what. Why do you need Trump supporters to apologize personally? What? Apologize? What? Who? I mean, there's over 70 million of them. Have you asked them all? No, not even close. So you just made this up. You just made it up. It means nothing. It's your existence, and you actually had the nerve to use the word gaslight. They care more about this than Trump being a pedo. Who's they? Again, I don't even know if I want to keep going on this. Do you see how stupid? Reddit is a trash dump.
Yeah, man. So it's very.
There you go. I have really bad gas and blood in it. Sucks. Okay.
I found it to be particularly offensive because it's man's life and they're using it as political fodder. And it's like, man, this is like a real man.
And yet trying to claim some sort of superiority in terms of everybody else sucks, but not me.
It seems very vindictive. I don't like that type of rhetoric.
Yeah. Please don't celebrate. Seriously, we shouldn't wish death upon anyone. Damn America, damn. But again, you don't know these people you're talking to. What are you doing? You're just typing it and shooting it out on the Reddit. As an American, I'm jealous of other countries' leaders. Peace. I don't want to hear anything else you ever have to say. Millionaires don't understand yearly income of the poor. What the fuck are you talking? What are you talking about? The poor do not understand the income of millionaires. How about we just go type that shit and put it out there, right? No, doesn't fit with the agenda. Everybody's got to support being poor and complaining. I don't know how Republicans sleep at night. They sleep just like you do, bro. Here we go. I hate when the wife gets in the shower and I immediately have to take a massive poo.
That's real life.
There you go. And then I have to hold the turtle head inside until she finishes. That's so painful.
Yeah. I don't go there. There's another bathroom.
That's a poor motherfucker right there because you ain't got but one bathroom. That's what I was fixing to say. Like, you just told me that your life kind of sucks beyond that, right? Like, you got one.
I understand when there is only one bathroom. I can relate. I can get to that.
We are sick of this traitor. Here we go. Look at this language. When we finally rid ourselves of this festering boil on the heart of our democracy, we must annul his entire illegal presidency. Reverse, revoke, or rescind every appointment, law, and executive order made by this imposter. Then write laws to prevent it. Who the fuck are you?
Oof.
Like, writing that is not going to.
It sounds a lot like Republicans.
Yeah. It's exactly what they came in and did. It was revoked and rescinded everything that Biden did. You sounded exactly like them.
And before Biden, it was Obama.
Yep. You got to get rid of everything he did.
Yeah.
I'm scared about the United States. I feel like we're stuck in a ticking time bomb. You people are creating depression. What is wrong with these people?
Well, and this goes back. It's been worse before. Yeah. Throughout the whole history of the thing, right? If you want to take it all the way back to the Civil War.
But they didn't have goddamn Reddit.
They didn't have Reddit.
To go in. I didn't have to hear these bastards talk.
Nope.
Why do people ask you to show your face on social media? Who are you asking that to? Who gives a shit? How can people be so impossibly stupid? Again, how old are you? Grow up. We aren't meant to stare
at... I'll wait a couple more days. You ain't seen nothing yet.
Yeah. We aren't meant to stare at computer screens all day. So, first of all, you think we're meant for something. And I already disagree with you. That's some weird implications. That's pretty funny what we're watching there.
That is a pretty funny movie.
Is that 21 Jump Street? Yeah, that junk is pretty funny. Nobody cares about the missing man from Epstein's jail footage. Oh, it must be a conspiracy. It's a cover-up. They don't want to talk about it. Shut up. MAGAT conservatives are the worst fucking people on the planet. Okay, doesn't have to read the rest of what you say. How many other things is that person going to say? I mean, are they just rage posting every day? Like, I hate y'all.
It is.
I hate y'all. I hate you. I hate you. I hate you. You're like, you need a life. Out of 200 Republican congressmen, they can't find 2 decent ones to sign the discharge petition. It's so they can get more evidence over the Epstein thing. Dear God. Got banned, and which I agree. Like, get all the Epstein information, but shut up. You're not going to shame them here. Reddit's not going to do that. Like, hey, Reddit, we did it. No, you didn't. Got banned from a sub that could literally save my life for misinformation. Okay. Got banned. Yeah. So this person's implying that they got banned because they posted a BBC article about the Ukrainian girl saying that, because people don't want to hear about it because an African-American did it. I think that, see, there it is. George Floyd, no problem. So they're just getting off into the race/political wars. This is it. Fascism is here. No, today? When was this? 19 days ago. Whew. I thought it had just happened. I didn't know, but apparently this was 19 days ago. But anyway, has anybody cut a Trump voter out of their life and they want it back in? I mean, do you hear the tone? Is it not kind of pathetic?
Man, that's like, I think probably all the messaging boards, like, so Reddit's kind of like that, right? It's just like a big messaging board in the end. And they all, I mean, Facebook to a certain extent is turned into this.
Yeah. I mean, all of it is.
Yeah.
But that's what I mean. In those cases, there's usually a name.
Yeah.
Usually, not always. And some of them are still bots. Some of these are bots. But the anonymity on something like Reddit is what really pushes it to the limits because there's no accountability and you can just say this stuff. I really don't understand what quote unquote critical thinking means to Trump supporters. Explain it to me like I'm 5. What steps do you go through? Why is fact checking bad and not just a part of critical thinking? All that says is I'm a critical thinker and I fact check everything. So everything I believe is right. And you disagree with me. So everything you believe is wrong. You must not be going through the steps.
I'm smarter than you.
Yeah. And if everybody did exactly what you do, you know what I'm saying?
They'd come to the same conclusion.
You're a fucking Nazi. And like, you're not listening to yourself, right? You're either a robot or a Nazi. Like, how come everyone doesn't agree with everything I say? Like, shut up. You know what I'm saying? It's just not how the world works. Americans are tired of these Republican scumbags. You people are awful. Who the fuck are you talking to, man? I mean, like, do you see? It's over and over and over. Yeah. It's like they find, and this is all on the same.
This is why right here. Because like we were talking about earlier, if you don't like it, don't look at it. This is why I don't go on Reddit very often.
You shouldn't, man. But you see, it's all on the same subreddit, and it's just a circle jerk of people being like, oh, I can hate Republicans worse than you can hate Republicans. No, I hate them more. No, I hate them more. Right. And it ramps it up, you know what I'm saying, to such a level where it's just ludicrous. Like it's satire. Yeah. It's like this doesn't, like, is that what you spend your time doing? You typed
not productive.
You typed that? Yeah. You actually spent your time typing that? Man, I mean, if you got something to say, I'll tell you what to do. Spend some fucking money, buy a bunch of equipment, film yourself, your face, put your face on the internet and say what you got to say. If you think it's so insightful, because surely you're going to say something different the next day, right? Because that takes work. Start a podcast. Just saying. If you think you got something to say, I swear. It's hard out here on the internet, man.
I mean, on these streets, for real.
It is tough. I'm trying to find my button. And see, this is why I need my glasses.
Yeah.
Because it is difficult at times. Yeah. Oh, I actually do have something for this. Here we go. Next up, science.
Newsfeed science.
Oh, man.
Where them aliens at, bro?
Oh, man.
You like that? Where them aliens at, bro? I was talking to you about this, and I thought this was kind of crazy. I was reading an article where Google's AI was challenged to play chess against an old Atari 2600. And so the person was chatting with the AI saying, hey, you should compete against this Atari 2600 in chess. And the Google AI started talking shit. It was like, man, yeah, I messed that Atari 2600 up. You don't want to know me in chess. I'm more advanced. I got all this compute power. Whoop his ass. And so they were all for it. Like, let's do it. And then the person said, well, by the way, the Atari 2600 has beaten one of your peers, one of these other AI things. Whoop their ass, you know what I'm saying, would have embarrassed them, you know, was a large language model, beat another large language model. And then after the Google AI heard that the Atari 2600 had beaten another pretty significant AI, the Google AI was like, oh, well, we probably shouldn't even play then. And I found that really fascinating because I was like, wait. The AI wanted to play when it believed it would win. And when it found out it might not win, it lost interest. That's the most intelligent thing I've heard in all of artificial intelligence.
Well, it's very human.
I know a lot of those people who will only play a game if they plan to win. If they believe they're going to lose, they're like, well, it's not worth it. And that's what this AI said. It was like, oh, bump that. You ain't finna embarrass me. And it's like we need to stop and talk. You know, we need to think about this.
It's getting real.
That's very real, man. That is creepy crazy if you think about it, for the AI to be like, well, it ain't worth my time if I'm going to lose. Worth your time? You're not doing anything else.
You're just sitting in non-existence.
You can't play the game just so we could watch.
All right.
No, I'm not here to entertain y'all. I'm here to win. Like, do you take pride in winning? Do you celebrate?
Right.
I'm just trying to understand why there's value in winning.
Right. Right. Why is there a positive equated with the winning and a negative equated with the losing?
Google might be onto something, man. Yeah. I mean, because I don't know. I found that really crazy. But that was the only science story I had. You been seeing any crazy science stuff?
I got a crazy science story. So there's a scientist out there, popular mechanics, but there's a scientist out there that wants to add another category to the state of matter.
Instead of solid, gas, liquid.
There's one more.
Is there?
Yeah, it was 4. He wanted to make a 5th.
Right now, I don't know him.
All right.
I haven't taken a science class in over 20 years, though, so forgive me if you gave me a multiple choice test.
But information.
Information being a state of matter. You know, I've read a lot of stuff about that. You know, they claim that inside of a black hole, a lot of the matter gets crunched down until it's basically like binary data, like ones and zeros, instructions for what it was, but what it was.
I think that's kind of the impetus for all this. And when he talks about it, he kind of relates it to dark matter, saying, We don't know what dark matter is. Maybe it's just information.
Instructions heading out there.
And if it is, then we're inside a simulation.
Because there's like signals being passed around behind our backs.
Yep.
And we're like, what was that? And it's like, don't worry about it. You can't see it. Like that was hidden code.
That's right.
That's the
we told you to say that.
That's like the base code, the underlying, machine code that keeps everything running. That's pretty interesting.
Right.
But all that stuff's interesting. I mean, every time they come out with something, you're like, well, that sounds crazy.
Yeah.
Oh, that sounds crazy too.
But so I got, you go down the road at the, like this simulation thing. It's like, man, do we want to be in the Matrix? Is that what this is about?
I mean, it definitely seems like people are fascinated with the idea.
Yeah.
I'm not. I just don't. What good does that do me anyway? I don't know what that means.
I still haven't gotten any closer to. If I am in the simulation, there's something outside the simulation.
Yeah, but it ain't me.
Right.
I mean, because I'm simulated. You know what I mean? It's not like they took a person from outside the simulation and stuck us in here and we're going to break out. If we're in the simulation, we're a part of the simulation, which means we're nothing.
Outside of the simulation.
We don't exist.
Exactly.
And so, it just makes it all more meaningless.
Which is the fact anyway. Outside of this 80-year span.
Yeah, and not much it doesn't mean anything to me anyway,
Exactly.
right? Like I didn't exist.
Neither here nor there.
I wasn't there.
This is the definition of neither here nor there.
True. I'm neither, but I wasn't there, and then I was there for a minute, and now I'm not there. And nobody,
Right.
And someday the Earth is going to
not
fall apart and not be there, and there will be no record that I ever existed anyway.
That's right.
So,
and whether you count it in the long
it's
enough,
a sadistic son of a bitch who's simulating this shit. If they're simulating it, is all I'm saying. Like, let's watch them.
Yeah, and in a long enough time span, 4 billion years sounds like a long time. How many more billions of years past that forward before you're like, that wasn't even that long?
That was nothing.
Yeah.
That's nothing. It's nothing. It just keeps going and going and going, right?
Going and going.
Until they turn the simulation off. How's that work? And to them, it could have been 5 seconds. They just cranked it up.
Yeah.
We don't know. I mean, time passed, That's why I'm like, it's not useful. It's just not useful. And the idea that we came up with the idea of a simulation, so therefore maybe we're in a simulation, then you're like, you just follow
circle jerk.
Yeah, you're chasing your own tail on your own ideas.
Yeah.
Like, as far as I can come up with an idea, I'm just going to follow it and say, oh, that might be what's going on.
And so this other scientist, this scientist, you can speculate. Like, so we're in the simulation. Does that mean you're Neo, right?
Yeah, you're the one. Right? Trust me, as a kid, I tried to use the Force, and so I don't know. If it existed, I think I would have succeeded. I don't know, but maybe I'm not the one. Maybe that's the problem.
Yep, that's
nobody with a rabbit tattoo came and got me to go down the rabbit hole.
All right. And Obi-Wan never trained me up.
No. Yeah, that's what I'm missing is I just didn't have the right teacher. I needed Yoda, but no. Or you need Morpheus.
Yeah.
Yeah. Take you into the thing and teach you how to do it.
Or if you're, or if you're Daisy Ridley, you just jump into that.
You just automatically have every ability without anybody teaching you anything. That's true. Ray. Yeah, Ray in Star Wars can do anything.
Yeah.
Don't we all wish we could be Ray? She has skipped all the training.
Yeah.
What, Luke tickled her nose with a feather and she suddenly like attached to the dark side. And you're like, okay, that's all it takes. Huh?
Shooting lightning out of her hands. Pulling Star Destroyers out of the sky. Okay.
So we're almost done, people. I'm on my last segment.
We segued a little there. That's my bad.
No, it's science. So it's okay. I mean, it's simulation. It might as well be like Star Wars.
Yay, sports.
You goddamn right.
Hell yeah.
Damn right. Bitch.
I love that one. So there's a lot going on. It's fall. The weather has changed.
You know what it means.
It's football season.
Damn right.
It's really exciting. As a Carolina fan, I was completely disappointed by that first game. Obviously, it was a joke. I was laughing. Yeah. You kept trying to make serious statements about that game. I was like, man, this ain't no game, man. Bill Belichick's making us look like ass. We gave that dude $50 million and said his son would be our coach in the future and signed off on a 400-page manifesto of rules this dude had. Man, you can't do all that and then come in and get your ass handed to you.
Banning NFL teams from coming to your practices?
New England.
Yeah.
Not teams. New England. He said he wasn't welcome.
He restricts other teams.
Maybe, but that's probably because he doesn't need a bunch of people in people's ears. I can live with all that, but it's still like win the freaking game.
Yeah.
I mean, you can ban everybody from coming to the facility if you can win the game or at least be competitive. I mean, I understand TCU that was a trap game to start your season.
Yeah.
They couldn't tackle. I don't even want to talk about it. It was one of the worst things I ever watched in the history of football.
Football.
Yes, but the rest of football, man, the NFL came in hot.
Yeah.
We had some games. The Bills-Ravens was hot.
Awesome.
And so it's football season. I'm enjoying it. As a Carolina fan, I'm already looking forward to basketball season. That's how it works every year. I'm like, well, it's only a couple months away, so I can just deal with this football season. But this weekend, coming up Saturday night, we got Canelo Alvarez boxing Bud.
It's going to be huge.
Crawford.
It's going to be huge.
And I don't know if you're a boxing fan or not, but it's on Netflix. So if you're not a boxing fan, you still should check this out.
Yeah,
This is like, I don't even know where to put it. Fight of the decade, fight of the last 15 years, because I mean, the biggest fight before this for me would have been Pacquiao versus Mayweather. Absolutely. And that was just a disappointment because Pacquiao had gotten too old and he was injured.
Yep.
So then it starts to skip past that. And I don't even know if I've ever been.
This is it.
I don't know if I've ever been hyped for a fight the way I am for Canelo versus Bud Crawford. This is going to be a fight, man. Somebody's going to get popped.
For those of you coming late to the game, Bud Crawford might be, he's one of the greatest of all time.
And he's moving up in weight. So even if he loses, you still wouldn't tarnish his record that much. No. But if he goes out there and wins this Mamma Jamma, having to go up in weight to face Canelo Alvarez, who's a legend.
And that's not to take anything away from Canelo, because you could say the same thing about Canelo because he's only lost one fight.
He's lost because he lost two or three. He lost to Bivol or Beterbiev.
Golovkin.
Yeah, he had a draw to Golovkin. He lost to either Beterbiev or Bivol. I think it was Bivol. And he lost to Mayweather.
Yep.
But I don't know. You know, for me, if he wins, he should have won because of his weight.
Yep.
If he loses, it's like, damn, you let Bud Crawford get you. But I like me some Bud Crawford. Bud Crawford's older than him.
I feel like Bud's going to get him.
I have yet to be disappointed by Bud Crawford.
Yeah.
That dude, he breaks down opponents. Just watch it. I'm telling you, go on Netflix Saturday night. If you got Netflix, it's free to watch. And you're going to see a chess match where through the first 3 rounds, Bud Crawford starts to figure out everything Canelo's doing. And then you're going to look around the 4th, 5th round and say, is it working? And if Bud starts to land, you're going to say, ooh, it's trouble.
And he is not landing. This is what I've always loved about Bud. He is not landing to outpoint you.
No, he's landing to hurt you.
Yeah.
And when he sees it hurt you, he's one of the best finishers in the history of boxing. That's when he closes. He doesn't rush it. He waits until it happens. And when it happens, he's all in. And that fight will be over just like that. And I'm rooting for Bud on this fight. Whatever. Canelo's fought so many fights. I've been around so long.
I like Canelo.
I like him. He's a legend. Yeah. I mean, he's a Hall of Famer.
Yeah. I love those Triple G fights.
Yeah, he's a Hall of Famer. But at this point in his career, he ain't doing nothing for me by watching him win. You know what I'm saying? He's cherry picked some of them fights.
Yeah.
And so, but Bud, from the first time I watched him fight, I was like, that's the type of fighter I like to watch right there.
Yeah, you turned me on to Bud.
Bud's good, and I'm happy he's gonna make this money.
Yeah.
He put in a lot of work to get to the big name fight. I mean, he beat Errol Spence Jr. Ass. Woo. And at that point, it was like, well, where's your big pay-per-view? Where's Bud Crawford's big fight? Here it is. He's going up in weight to meet Canelo Alvarez so that he can get that big payday. I'm happy for him. I'm glad he's going to get the payday, and I hope he gets to win.
I hope so too.
Yeah. On top of that, in boxing, we're supposed to see a Jake Paul versus Tank Davis fight coming up, which is absolutely ridiculous. Crazy. Like a 60-pound weight difference. It'll be an exhibition, but I'm definitely going to watch it.
Yeah.
And then they announced that Mike Tyson and Floyd Mayweather Jr. are going to do an exhibition fight.
That's even crazy.
That is even crazy. It doesn't make any sense for either one of them. Hopefully it's scripted. I'm not going to pay money to watch that fight.
Nah.
But if it's available like Netflix or something like that, I'll definitely watch it.
Tune in.
And I would hope that somehow old man Mike Tyson got lucky and just cold cock Floyd Mayweather, puts him to sleep, and you'd be like, it's about time somebody got your ass. Why would you get in the ring with Mike Tyson when you weigh 150 pounds? It just doesn't make any sense.
Yeah.
But it is exciting that boxing is finding this way to be more relevant.
Yeah.
I feel like boxing was boxing. It had all of its problems because of the different promotions, and they didn't want to cross over and have their fighters lose. So you never got the best versus the best. UFC comes up and starts eating up that fight game, because they're bringing a pay-per-view every Saturday damn near.
Yep.
And now we're seeing celebrity boxing, YouTube, legends, and so I do think this is good for boxing to get this attention, even though some of these are just stupid fights. Floyd Mayweather versus Mike Tyson is stupid. But I want to see that type of stuff keep going so that we can see some things that are interesting and fun. I like boxing.
I like boxing.
Yeah. So you know, what can I say?
The more the merrier. Just keep bringing it on. That's fine.
Yeah. I mean, like, you know, if two people hit each other, I'm probably going to watch. All right. So that was the last segment. Heading into the outro. The only thing I had left over was tomorrow's 9/11. Hopefully I'll get this video up by tomorrow, but tomorrow's 9/11. Never forget.
Never forget.
24 years. And so next year will be the 25th anniversary. You'll probably see a lot more hype and news about it coming into the 25th anniversary. But man, there's a lot of great, you know, I say great because they're just well done documentaries about 9/11. Obviously it's tragic and it's sad, but I just get glued to them because it's human stories. It's real stories. It's a crazy day. I was
there.
I was alive. Yeah. I saw it unfolding in real time. And so to go back and see these people who were on the ground in different places and to learn about their experiences is powerful, if not at least entertaining. And so I would suggest for anybody out there, just find a documentary you like about 9/11 and watch it every 9/11. Just remind yourself, these are real people that went through some real stuff. And it's one of the craziest events in human history, really. And so tomorrow's that day. Maybe just take a second, think about it. You know, all the schools they used to early in the mornings, we have a moment of silence, things like that. And I hope they still do that. That's part of the never forget, right?
That's right.
Can't let that shit go. You got anything else?
That's it. I'm done.
Hey, that's all I got. So thank you for watching the first episode of our new podcast, Payday Nasty. Please, where is it? I got my like and subscribe button somewhere up on here. I thought there it is. Boom. Give it to us. God damn it. Give us a little like and subscribe, and we're going to keep making this content, keep doing this work. Otherwise, be good to yourself. Be good to everybody around you. I'm AJ. That's Nate. Peace out.
Peace, y'all. Ooh, I had to piss.
Oh, I'm sorry, man.
That's not good. Yeah, but in there, didn't say it on camera.
You know, I like to keep it rolling. All right, get y'all to the logo.